Friendship is one of life's greatest treasures, offering companionship, support, and understanding. But does this bond mean that every thought, decision, or experience needs to be explained or justified? Is there a point where over-explaining diminishes the strength of the relationship rather than enhancing it? The art of knowing what to share and what to withhold is as important as cultivating the friendship itself. Here, Stoicism, with its principles of wisdom and restraint, provides a valuable framework for navigating the delicate balance between openness and discretion. Psychologically, the urge to explain stems from a desire to be understood, validated, or even absolved of judgment. Yet the Stoics encourage us to reflect on why we feel the need to explain at all. Marcus Aurelius advised, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be one." Could it be that in some instances, actions speak louder than explanations? What if withholding certain explanations preserves your dignity, your peace, or even the essence of the relationship itself? Stoicism teaches that friendships, like all relationships, flourish when built on mutual respect and trust rather than constant justification. Not everything requires an explanation, nor is every aspect of your life meant to be dissected by others, even close friends. By practicing self-restraint and inner clarity, we honor both ourselves and the friendship. In this exploration, we'll uncover how Stoic philosophy and psychological insight converge to help us decide when silence is not just golden, but essential. Before we start, please subscribe to the channel, and if you like this video, like it and write your opinion through comments. After this introduction, we will get to the main topic and examine 5 things about this. 5 things you should never explain to your friend. Number 1. Your deepest fears. In Stoic philosophy, it is considered essential to confront and understand our fears, rather than share them indiscriminately with others. While it can be tempting to open up to friends about our fears, the Stoics suggest that discussing such vulnerabilities too openly can lead to unnecessary anxiety or a sense of dependency on others' opinions. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, writes about the importance of mastering one's emotions and confronting fear with rational thought. But have you ever shared your deepest fears with someone and regretted it later, feeling that their response added more worry than relief? Psychologically, fears often hold power over us when we expose them to others without first understanding them ourselves. For example, when we talk excessively about our anxieties, we risk amplifying them. The Stoic approach encourages us to recognize that fear is often a product of the unknown or our inability to control external events. Instead of discussing these fears with others, Stoicism teaches us to turn inward, analyze the root causes of our fears, and address them through our own rational thinking and actions. When we stop seeking validation or reassurance from others, we develop greater emotional independence and resilience. The Stoics did not encourage secrecy, but rather self-reliance in the face of fear. They taught that our fears often stem from unrealistic expectations or our attachment to external outcomes, both of which are beyond our control. Imagine you're afraid of losing your job, but instead of sharing this fear with a friend and potentially inviting more anxiety, you take a Stoic approach, reflecting on what you can control, your actions, your preparation, and your attitude. By focusing on your own responses, you can reduce the hold that fear has over you and prevent it from dictating your emotions. In conclusion, while it is natural to want to share our fears with others, Stoic philosophy urges us to confront them ourselves. By analyzing our fears and understanding that they often come from our attachment to things outside our control, we can reduce their power. What would it look like if you embraced a mindset where you no longer sought validation for your fears, but faced them head-on with rational thought? Number 2, your long-term plans. In Stoic philosophy, it is advised that we should avoid sharing the full extent of our long-term plans with others. While it's important to set goals and maintain a sense of direction, talking excessively about them can lead to distraction and unrealistic expectations. As Epictetus said, wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. This reflects the Stoic principle of focusing on what is within our control and not getting caught up in external validation or feedback. But have you ever been overly eager to discuss your ambitions, only to find that other people's opinions or doubts made you question your own path? Psychologically, when we make our long-term plans public, we may unknowingly invite judgment or discouragement from others. This can lead to unnecessary stress and anxiety about the future. For instance, if someone shares their career aspirations and is met with skepticism, it might plant seeds of doubt. The Stoic approach suggests that while it's okay to have a vision for the future, we should protect our mental clarity by not seeking constant approval or attention for those plans. Instead, we should focus on our day-to-day actions that align with our long-term goals, trusting ourselves to navigate the journey step by step. The Stoics also remind us that the future is uncertain, and attaching too much to specific outcomes can cause frustration. Consider someone planning a major life event, such as moving to a new city for work. While it's natural to have dreams, constantly discussing these plans with others can set up expectations that may not be met, leading to disappointment. By keeping our long-term plans to ourselves, we avoid this potential emotional roller coaster and retain the flexibility to adapt as circumstances change. Stoicism teaches us to let go of attachment to specific outcomes and instead focus on what we can control, our actions and mindset in the present. In conclusion, Stoic philosophy encourages us to keep our long-term plans private, not out of secrecy, but to avoid external influence that can disrupt our focus. By concentrating on the present moment and not seeking validation from others, we can stay grounded in our journey. What would it be like if you focused only on your actions today and trusted that they would bring you closer to your future without needing to explain every step along the way? Number 3, your inner conflicts. Stoic philosophy emphasizes the importance of internal harmony, and one of its key principles is to address and resolve our inner conflicts without burdening others with them. While it is natural to experience internal struggles, Stoics believed that the process of resolving them should be a private matter, undertaken with self-reflection and reason. Marcus Aurelius advised, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This highlights the Stoic belief that inner conflict can actually serve as a guide for personal growth if we approach it with wisdom. Have you ever found yourself sharing your inner conflicts with others, only to find that their advice only muddied your thoughts further? From a psychological perspective, constantly discussing our internal struggles with others can sometimes lead to further confusion rather than clarity. For example, if we're unsure about a life decision and repeatedly seek validation from friends, we risk becoming more uncertain as we are exposed to conflicting opinions. The Stoics understood this and encouraged individuals to seek resolution through inner reflection, not by relying on external sources. By focusing on cultivating our inner wisdom and reflecting on our actions, We begin to resolve conflicts ourselves, thereby fostering mental peace and clarity. The Stoics also taught that inner conflict arises when we are not in alignment with our core values or principles. Imagine someone torn between pursuing a stable job for security and following a passion that might be less financially rewarding. Instead of sharing these conflicting emotions with everyone around you, Stoicism encourages you to ask yourself, what is the path that aligns most with your virtuous nature? The Stoics believed that by connecting with our deeper values and focusing on the process rather than the outcome, we could resolve conflicts without relying on external approval. In conclusion, Stoicism teaches us that inner conflicts should be resolved through self-reflection and wisdom, rather than by seeking outside opinions. By trusting our own judgment and aligning our decisions with our values, we reduce the power of inner conflict. What would it be like if, instead of seeking validation from others, you trusted your own wisdom to guide you through your struggles? Number 4, your past regrets. In Stoic philosophy, there is an emphasis on living in the present and not allowing the weight of past mistakes to hinder our progress. Regret, a common emotion tied to past actions or decisions, is seen as an obstacle to achieving inner peace. According to Stoic thinkers like Marcus Aurelius, the past is beyond our control, and dwelling on it only serves to waste energy that could be better spent in the present. Have you ever shared your regrets with a friend, only to find that the conversation deepened your sense of guilt or self-blame? Psychologically, sharing regrets with others can sometimes lead to reinforcing negative self-perceptions rather than providing relief. For instance, when we repeatedly discuss past errors, we might inadvertently place ourselves in a victim mentality, unable to move beyond those mistakes. Stoicism offers a different perspective. Instead of lamenting over past regrets, we can use them as learning experiences. By acknowledging the mistakes, accepting that they are part of our past, and choosing to act virtuously in the present, we free ourselves from their emotional weight. The Stoic approach encourages us to focus on what is within our control. While it may be tempting to discuss past regrets with friends in search of empathy or validation, Stoicism teaches that the key to emotional growth lies in taking responsibility for our actions and moving forward. For example, if someone regrets not pursuing their dream job earlier in life, instead of dwelling on that regret, Stoicism advises that they use it as motivation to take actionable steps toward their goals now. By redirecting energy toward positive change, we can transform past mistakes into tools for future improvement. In conclusion, sharing past regrets with others may not always lead to growth or healing. Stoicism teaches us that it is far more productive to acknowledge our past mistakes, learn from them, and move forward with a focus on present actions. What would happen if you let go of past regrets and focused on making your future self proud with the choices you make today? Number 5, your political views. Stoic philosophy generally advises that we should be cautious about expressing strong political opinions, especially to friends, as it can lead to unnecessary conflict and distraction from our personal growth. Politics by nature is often polarized and filled with passion, and Stoics emphasize the importance of cultivating inner peace over engaging in external battles. Epictetus, for example, taught that we should concern ourselves with what we can control, which does not extend to the actions or beliefs of politicians or political systems. How often do you find yourself in a heated debate with a friend, only to realize that it doesn't lead to mutual understanding, but instead leaves both of you frustrated? From a psychological standpoint, political discussions can stir emotions and reinforce our attachment to outcomes beyond our control. Stoicism cautions against becoming overly involved in external affairs that do not align with our core values. For example, a person might passionately debate a political issue only to find that their anger or frustration becomes a persistent source of distress. The Stoic way is to acknowledge that while political matters may be important, they should not take over our emotional well-being or our relationships with others. Furthermore, by focusing too much on political views, we risk losing sight of the more pressing matters in our personal lives, such as our personal development and relationships. The Stoics believed that the mind should be trained to focus on what is within our control, and political views, while often tied to deeply held beliefs, are not always something we can influence directly. For instance, if someone is deeply invested in a particular political outcome and expresses it frequently, they may find that it leads to tension with friends or family who hold different views, thus detracting from harmony in their personal life. In conclusion, Stoicism advises that we should be mindful of how much energy we invest in discussing political matters with others. While it's natural to hold political views, sharing them too often can stir unnecessary conflict and pull us away from what truly matters, our internal peace and personal relationships. What if you focused less on external matters like politics, and more on improving your own character and actions, things that are fully within your control? Would it lead to more peace and less tension in your life? I hope these Stoic teachings are useful and effective for you. My goal is to make your life better and more enjoyable. I will accompany you in this interesting and meaningful magazine.